Hello my friends, I now invite you to enjoy this classic Dr. Groovy lesson. Hello folks, Scott Grove of GroovyMusicLessons.com. That's Groovy, no E. It's not gravy or anything else. GroovyMusicLessons.com. I'm here going to do some octave lessons and I'll explain that in 2 seconds. You can click below if you are here on YouTube. There's a link below the video. That you can go and get all the free lessons in the world you want. You can buy some lessons if you want, but there are hundreds of hours of free lessons and hundreds of hours of paid lessons, so whatever you want to get. They're here on YouTube also, but they're all in one place and set it by genre and by instrument. Yes, I play more than one instrument, and you can learn 10 instruments on the site really easily. So check out there, and it puts them all categorized very nicely. Octaves can be used for so many things. Any style of music, from jazz to country to pop to disco to metal to hard rock to whatever. It doesn't matter. If you're into the jazz thing, I mean, it's really cool. Okay, and so you get that kind of thing. If you're into the rock thing, you've heard it a million times. Whole solos are made out of that. So you've heard this stuff a million times. I'm playing nothing in particular. I think I did a little bit of, I don't even know who does it, My Own Worst Enemy. Don't remember who did it, but I threw that in there in whatever key. I used to do that song 10, 12 years ago. Anyway, so I'm going to teach you from the beginning, for those of you who are beginners, how to play a basic scale and how to do all of these octaves in different ways, with picking with your fingers like this, with picking with a pick like that, screaming, shouting, humming along with it, whatever. Okay, so we're going to learn to play the kazoo with it. Okay, let's get down here and actually just do this thing, alright? So, for all of those of you who are beginner types, okay, sit here and all the way through this, and don't forget to use the rewind button, okay? It's going to be your best friend. For those of you who can just skip ahead, do so. That's why it's here. Okay? Today's guitar of choice is my newest custom-made guitar from LamondeGuitars.com. L-A-M-O-N-D, Lamond, up here in Canada. This is my Groovy Guitar-Caster. Okay. It's a very sweet guitar. Gotta love it. Yes, it's acrylic. And makes them about half of the weight of normal acrylic guitars. So it's about the same weight as any other guitar. Okay, so let me use my famous camera work. There you go. You like that? Okay, if anybody asks for some reason, I don't know why anybody keeps asking, what kind of amp are you using? Not that it makes any difference at all. It's a Johnson Millennium JM 150. No, they don't make them anymore, so you can buy them on the old Fleabay. They're there. Okay, so anyway, they were the world's first modeling amplifier before the nasty, super nasty Line 6 garbage came out. Okay, octaves are simply 12 notes apart from each other. You have a low E string, you go up to the double dots, so you got 2 E notes. But we need to play them at the same time. So we can, there's 2 of them. There's a low E and another E. Or we can do this E and then do this E. Or we can do this E and this E. Okay? Why would you want to do such things? Well, you got these 2 and you can disco. You're like, why would I want to do that? Hey, a lot of people get paid big money at the Holiday Inns doing a Okay, funky music. Okay, so they have their uses. Okay, but you're playing octaves. You're playing one note and then 12 notes above it. Okay, and as far as the other stuff, the jazz, I'm going to use this thing now. Don't get scared. Yes, it's big and scary. Okay. Okay, so things like that. And then with your rock thing, anything you want to do with it. Okay, so just making it garbage off the top of my head, as you can tell, it's just lame. But you've heard this technique used a million times. Now you're going to hear it used about 1,000 times. Okay, so let's get through for the beginners here, and anybody who does not know a major scale, you can just go ahead forward about 5-10 minutes here and see what's going on, because I'm going to teach the major scale in the key of G. Okay, major scale time. In the key of G, we're going to go, I'm going to name the strings like E, A, D, G, B, E, and then I will rattle out the number. Just like if you're using tab or tablature, the numbers will represent the frets. So if I say E3, you play the E string, 3rd fret. Now if I say E5, you go 5th fret. Okay, now you just get to watch for which finger I'm using. Okay, yeah, I know I have a complete lifetime and everything, but to get all this stuff out to you, but I'm going to try to save some of your time by letting you simply look at the screen. That's the beautiful thing about video. I don't have to tell you every last thing. So you can look and see what fingers I'm using and choose to use those fingers or not. Okay, so let's do the entire G major scale. Okay, and that is E3, E5, A2, A3, A5, D2, D4, D5. Okay, that is it. Again, E3, E5, A2, A3, A5, D2, D4, and D5. Okay, that's 8 notes. This is the major scale, and remember this, 8 equals 1. Okay, so by the time you count to 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. By the time you get to 8, you're back to a G again. So the 8 and 1 are the same thing, they're both G notes. So you're actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What are the other notes? Look them up. Seriously. They're taught elsewhere, and you can figure them out from other lessons that I have for free. Okay, and so now let's add octaves to this. Okay, the octaves are what you just saw, the 8 right there, and the 1. So, or the 1 and the 8. Okay, these are basically derived from a cheap version of a bar chord. Okay, and what is going to be happening here? Fancy camera stuff. We're getting rid of that finger, and we have to shut up the A string. We have to mute it. So, yeah, I know this finger is weird looking. I actually cut it off from here when I was 13 years old, completely off. They had to reattach it. So now this nail no longer grows, but I have one that grows straight out from here. It's the weirdest thing. So, yeah, it's a goofy looking thing, so don't get puked, you know, all over yourself when you guys get a gag reflex going by. You look going, ew, look at that thing. Ew, ooh, oh, pretty. It won't even focus. Cheap camera. Boo. Wish I had a big boogie on there to show you. Okay. Okay, so we got to shut up that A string. How do we do it? We use the bottom of that finger. We're playing it on the 3rd fret of the low E string. Then use the underside of it so that you can't hear the A string. Or like I do, when you put your pinky down here on 5, 5 meaning the 5th fret, look, your top of your pinky is almost touching that A string. Let it. Just enough to where you can feel it. But don't push down. You want to shut that note up. See if I got a 50% chance on which way this is going to do. I zoom the wrong way. I always lose on a 50% chance. Okay, so by doing both, shutting it up, muting the A string using that finger, and by using the top of your pinky. Okay, so now if you play it all at once, hey, but don't forget to mute the rest by using your pinky. You're shutting up all the strings under it. Okay, by using the bottom part of your pinky. It's just going across so that finally you're only getting 2 notes even if you hit all 6 strings. That's all you want. Those 2 notes, okay? So whatever it takes for you to develop that, again, shut everything up. Down here, just in case. The only way you can avoid all this is by playing like this, like the jazz thing. And playing both at the exact same time. Okay? This is called pinching a loaf. No, it's not a real term, so don't say it. Okay? Let me get the guitar here where I can actually play the thing and show it to you. Just using that. Okay, now let's see if I can actually, I get that wrong every time, don't I? Okay, so we're going to do all the octaves all the way up this whole entire scale. Okay, if you're just coming back and saying, God, you haven't learned that scale yet? No, go away. Zoom ahead 5 more minutes. Okay, again, we're going to do the whole entire thing, which was, again, what? Okay, low E string, 3, 5, now your A string, 2, 3, 5. Now your D string, 2, 4, 5. Again, E string, 3 and 5. Now your A string, 2, 3, 5. And your D string, 2, 4, 5. Okay, so it's the old do, re, mi thing. Backward. Do you really need to know this? Yes, you do. Okay, now let's go ahead and get this painful part out of the way because this is going to be the part you probably are going to use. Let's do the same thing on 1 string. Okay, do it on your low E string. What you're going to do is go, of course I'm going to say E string, now just the number of the fret. 1, okay, 3, 5, 7. Now you just only go up 1 fret to 8. Okay, 10, 12, 14, and 15. So the only time you actually only went up 1 fret was from 7 to 8, and then again from 14 to 15. Okay, so that's for your major scales. So again, you're just skipping every other fret. So 3 to 5. So you're just going on the dots. 3 to 5, to 7. Now 7 to 8, you have to get off there and go just half a step, which is 1 fret. 7 to 8. Now we're going 2 more to 10, 2 more to 12, 2 more to 14. Now 1 more to 15. That's the same as. That's. Why is that important? You're going to need it. Okay? So, both ways with octaves now. Okay, the thing is with octaves, again, like I said, 8 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's your octave. Okay, you'll never need to know this again. Just simply remember if it's your low E string that you're starting on, which of course it will be some of the time. Sometimes it won't. You just skip one string, the next one down, whatever it is, it don't matter, and then play the next string down, but skip a fret too. So you're skipping a string, skipping a fret. Skip a string, then skip a whole fret. So you're doing 3 and 5, 3 and 5, 3 and 5. Okay? Okay, so now if we're going to do the whole thing, let's do this. Keep looking at this finger, not the pinky finger. Okay? No matter what finger you use to make your octave, I don't care. It's your finger. Maybe you don't have a pinky. You know, like I said, I got this one back. I was lucky to get it back. I've got like 60% feeling in it and some of the use. See? They're amazing. Speaking of which, oh, this stuff feels good. Okay. Pop, pop, pop. We're going to do the whole octave thing for the entire scale. Okay, so look at this finger, the one that we learnt with. You're not going to get to use all your fingers like this anymore. You're going to use just those same fingers. Okay, just like that all the time. Pick two and enjoy them, because that's what you're going to use forever. Okay, so these are my favorite two to use, and I use them on every single thing. And you're going to want to probably use your pinky because of what's getting ready to come up. It's a very scary thing. Okay, so let's do 3 and 5. On your E, 3 and 5. Remember again, try to keep both notes at the same time. Okay, next ones are going to be your A string on 2, 3, and 5. Okay, so we have... Let me tune this string. You're not supposed to tune with harmonics, but yes, that's a true thing, but it'll get me close enough to do this. Okay, again, 3, 5, then 2, 3, 5. Now here's where it changes. You go to your D string to get 2, 4, 5, and all of a sudden it don't work anymore. It's not going to. It only works on the first two strings, your low E string and your A string, and then your octave is on the D string and then the G string. Because your guitar's tuned this way, then you gotta go. So where they did that whole screwing up thing with tuning, it screws this up too. So now we gotta go 2, 2, 4, 5. Whereas our octave, we have to move 2 frets apart for the next 2 strings. Okay, so even if you're down here. Okay, so 2 of the strings you get to use just skipping 1 fret. Now you gotta skip 2 frets. That's why I said you better be glad you're using your pinky for that extra stretch. Okay, so that's what we gotta do. So let's do it. 3, 5. 2, 3, 5. And then 2, 4, 5. Stretch it. Okay, stupid little Christmas songs are the best thing in the world to learn these on. If you don't want anybody to hear you playing them, put headphones on. But they are the best thing to learn how to play octaves. Okay, let's see. Nope, nope. I'm not playing them right either. Okay, so I'll do it this way. See? See? Okay, so even I'm forgetting, but at least I can teach you. Those who do, those who can't teach. Okay, so little things like that, it don't matter what it is, but Christmas songs are one of the best things just to learn, especially when it comes to way up here. Okay, see. But they will teach you melody like crazy. So honestly, work out little things. I don't care if it's Barney theme. See? Whatever it is, I can't even figure it out. But pick something and work on your octaves that way. Okay, so you've seen how to get the octaves. Now let's get ready to do something. Okay, everything, you're like, how about that long one? Figure it out yourself. No, I'll help you one time. Okay? So again, 3, everything's on your low E string. So 3 and 5, 5 and 7. I'm not going to say any more about the ones on the D. Now up to 7, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 15, 14, 12, 10, 8, 7, 5, 3. Okay, so the thing here is to just simply work around playing with these notes and your 3 and your 5 in your scale. Okay, count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are the notes that sound best if you end on those notes or begin on those notes when you're playing a solo. So if you're in G, which I have been this whole time of course, and then if you go to play a solo, I don't care, a Barney theme, no, I'm not going to play Barney again, but just to show you. Okay, now I'm going to start on the 5. Okay, so I started on the 5. I can... Okay, you can hear that those are the 2 notes that are always going to be the best sounding notes to start and end your solos on, are the 1 and the 5. So just remember that for later. You don't want to be playing in G and be starting or ending on like the 2. Okay, so here we go. You don't want that over. Good. Okay, it's not going to work. There's a G chord. And all of a sudden, play 2, 3, 4. Even though it's in a scale, it's not going to be a good sounding note to start with or to end with. It's just one of those notes called a passing tone. So hurry up and get you to the 5. Then you don't want to stop on the 7. That's the major 7, by the way. Okay, that's important. But if we're in G, you don't want to be stopping on one note below it, because then you end up with stuff in jazz, which would be great. But you don't want to be one note away, because that gives you this sound. Here's a G and this sound. Okay, so you don't want to start there. It sounds great though. Those notes are used together all the time. Here they are. Okay. So in jazz, go that. It's just nice. So that's one instance where they would be used. Okay, so let's get on to the fun stuff, how to make things actually happen here. Let's do let's go ahead and turn on some distortion just for some fun, and we're going to hit the low E string and let it accompany us. Okay, so if you have distortion, cool. If not, whatever. Okay, the typical sound of humming distortion. Okay, volume all the way up. Okay, so low E string. Now we're going to go up to the 7th fret on the A string. That is an E note. Okay, so find your octave. What do? Just skip a string, skip a fret. There you go, you have them. So now you have 3 E notes. You have this one, your open low E string, and 7th fret, and then 9th fret on your G string. You can play all 3 together. If you knew how to do it right, you could get your high E string in there, but it makes no difference, the same note. Okay, so you've got 3 octaves. The only way I could add another octave is to stick my finger there, but no, I could actually do it this way. So it can be done. Gotta love girls who are that way too. That's a whole different video. I don't think I'm allowed to show that stuff on YouTube. I'll see what I can come up with though. I have to use those little pixelating things where they blob stuff out. Anyway, so we're going to change things up. Here is your E. But before we were using the major 7, where I just showed you how it's all pretty in jazz, where it's just one note, E flat, back from it, where we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8. Okay, so the 7 was just one note back from the 8. Now we're going to do a dominant 7th, or a blues 7, or a rock 7, or whatever. Most of you folks that play anything other than country or jazz are never going to hardly use the major 7, which is that one. You're going to come back 1 fret. Just like if you're playing a 7th chord, like E7 or this. But up here you just... Okay. That there is that 7th note. Okay, so you're going to be wanting to do all your octaves. Okay, so that's our whole scale there. Let's get that scale real quick, because it involves all the ones where we have to play 2 frets apart from each other. So going from the names of the strings and the numbers again. Okay, only going to name I gotta get rid of this big tongue. I'm only going to name the one on your index finger. Everything else octaves. So you have 7 on your A string, 7 and 9. Now we're going to do the big stretch, D string. Okay, you're doing 6, 7, 9. Now for these other ones you need, okay, this is going to be 6, 7, 9. Okay, so we had, and they're the same. Okay, so when you're playing the rock stuff, you're and you are doing these things where they actually get to both be on the B string and the high E string, where they're both 2 frets apart from each other. The second set of licks after this are identical. So we gotta go from, again, on your A string, 7 and 9, and then 6, 7 on your D, and then 6, 7, 9 on your G. Okay, so we're using the actual flatted 7th, not the major 7, this one, but the flatted 7th or the rock one, okay? Because this is going to sound so much better in so many things. Okay, so there. And what I'm going to show you here is the reason why. Okay, let's do the 3 E's. Try to kill them. Okay, I'll bring this other thing in a second. Let's get this going. Okay, so down, all 3 notes. Okay, so hit them, kill it, then click, click by shutting everything up. Click, click, so down, click, click. You can shut everything up just by lifting up things. Like, watch, I'm not putting anything down here this time. Okay, so something like that. But now we're going to go down to that 7th, where you go back 2 frets instead of just 1. Okay, so. Okay, so use your low E again. And then scoot from 7 to 9. I'm sorry, 5 to 7, my bad. Okay, so you can use it like that. So that's why you really want to be able to use that 7th over the pretty one. Okay, you might find a use for it, but probably not in this kind of music. Okay, so everything else. Okay, let's try to go all the way up the whole scale with the distortion on. Okay. Okay. Do it yourself. Okay, you did it. Great. Okay. Okay. All this stuff is just to play all the notes in the scale at random places. There I am at the 5. Just enjoy where that 5 is and know that that is a safe place to be, because if you're an E, that 5 is a safe place, as is the 1 or the 8. And I'm back up to 8 again. I went up another whole octave. Okay, so I'm all the way up there. And sorry for my bad major 7th, which is where we should be. So take everything and remember to play the 1 or the 5 if you're dinking around like I just was. Okay, I just did a bad and I ended up on the 3. Ended up on the 5. Then ended up on the 1. Okay. This is a 5 again. If you go right from your 1 and take everything, if you're on the A string and you have a low E string left, your 5 is right above you. It's just B notes. Look at it when you do it. 2, 3, 4, 5. They're all B notes. So your 5 is directly above it. Your bass players, if you're country players. Play like that, it's called root 5th. You're playing the root note, your E, then the 5th. tuba sound, or okay, so you got your 5 down here. Okay, so that flatted 7th is going to be your best friend too. It's just a nice way to, it's just demonic. Okay, so there are other things. If you're playing in minor keys, of course, a lot of the heavy stuff is done in minors. So you get to 1, 2, 3. Okay, instead of 1, 2, 3 in a major happy chord. Okay, major chords are happy chords. Minor chords are sad or demonic. You know, they evoke a negative emotion. Major chords evoke a positive emotion. That is the way things are. So again, minor chords are either sad or they're angry. They give off negative or sad or angry emotions when they're played. That's what they're there for. Major chords are happy. So if you are playing in minors, E minor, 1, 2, flatted 3rd. Okay. Okay, so that's nice to add that. And then we can go from there all the way up. So find them all the way up on everything, because you're going to want to do them most of the time on the same string. Okay, so I am making up everything. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm just making up crap as I go. My bad, of course. Going to the 5th. Here's safe place. I went up above it. Okay. The way to know if you're doing these right are the stupid sounding songs again. That kind of thing. There's your minor stuff if you're playing it right. Okay, you can make up little stupid things to remind you. Okay, so that's how you get those things. If you need them higher, play them higher. You know, meaning, okay, not disco, I guess. Okay, so take it up as high as you need to. But I like to play them all on one string, especially for the rock kind of thing. Okay, back to the clean thing. But you can see how that will. Okay, right back to E minor again. But when you're practicing, it's nice to have an open string. For the rest of you on the other end of things, the happy chords. Okay, let's get those in. Let's go to something happy. Let's go to the key of the Fonz. If you guys don't know who the Fonz is, watch Happy Days. Hey! If you don't know what I'm doing, that's fine. I know I'm old. Okay, so we are in the key of A. Everything is going to be a repeat of what we've done. We're just in a different key, and we're going to use the happy notes. Okay, so the major scale. What is it? Let's just do it together. Starting from the low E string. 5, 7. Next string, your A is going to be 4, 5, 7. And now you're going to do the D string at 4, 6, 7. There's the happy note. Okay. And all the way up here, starting on the low E string, we're going to do it all the way on one string. And everything stays an octave apart like that. And we're going to name off, or I'm going to name off just that fret. The 5th fret, 7, 9, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. Okay, 17, 16, 14, 12, 10, and 9, 7, 5. Okay. Now the thing is to not keep doing it so it sounds like a scale. Okay, so this should be pretty much self-explanatory, but of course everything is always going to sound like a scale if you keep playing it that way. You don't want that, of course. So just go around and find whatever you are looking for. Okay? That's probably not what you're looking for, but for some of you, it may be. I don't know why you're here, but we're covering a little of everything. Okay? So, and just went from one octave to the other. That's a good exercise for any little thing. It's, like I told you, the 5 is the safe note other than the 1. So you got the 1, then the 5. If you think about it, here's 1, 4 is straight down, then up 2 is 5. That will keep you in line more than anything in the world. The old Louie Louie song. So 1 1 1 4 4 5 5 5 4 4 1 1 1 5 5, and all your songs are done 1 4 back to 1 up to 5 4 1. Okay, so those are your safe things. 1 5 1 5 1 5. As dumb as it sounds, work on grabbing those. Those are, or use your pick, or use both. It's great to learn to play with and without a pick. You hear how much cleaner it is for the clean playing if you don't use a pick. The distortion stuff, yeah, I mean, hammer away, go at it. But it just sounds so much better to just use your fingers. But this lets me know, okay, that 5 is right there. Right there. Just if I'm playing around in my A, I know that 5 is right there. It's just down and up to, or just to where the other finger is. It's on that fret. Okay. Hey, I know there was a finger there, so now I can always go from that dot to this dot. So get very used to where your octaves are and where your 1 and 5 are. Okay. Again, you're just screwing around. I went right to my 5 because I just needed another note, but I don't want to go for a solo. I mean, you sound like a dork. Whether you're a dork or not, if you ever look it up, and I get sidetracked so easy, but if you honestly look it up, a dork in an old dictionary, not something that is anywhere near put out in the last 40 years, but a dork, you're going to love this, is a whale's penis. That's right, the penis of a whale. That's what a dork is. So, you're calling people whale penis, which might be a compliment to some folks if you're calling them a dork. So, watch it. I know the word's probably never been used since I was a kid, but there's what it is. Always tons of learning great, useful things here with Scotty. Okay, so again, whatever your use is for these octave things, familiarize yourself with the safe spots, the 1s and the 5s, so that whatever you are playing, okay, that was kind of nice. I'm playing as an A. I just left some notes out. I could add that. That's nice and pretty. Okay, now I missed that one. You can come out and do something like that. It just shows you there are tons of cool ways to use your octaves. And again, for those of you who play different styles in this all together, yes, you can turn it off now if you don't want to play disco, because discs go right in one ear and kill your other one. But it's all about the clicks. Okay, again you have an open E, then this E, and that one. Okay, so if that's your style, just work on the percussive part. Okay, so whatever you want to do, but they're everywhere too. If you don't have to take them that high and always sound like you're in an old roller skating ring, you can take them an octave down. Same thing with this on it. Just don't sound so this way. It's just, now it's got something. Just add a little more attitude same notes, still the same what's going on, you just can't hear it with all the distortion. So that's the basics of octaves. They are what they are. They're simply 8 notes in a scale apart from each other, but just had to show you the little pretty part, you know, whether it's major and happy, or whether it's sad or scary. So those were our different notes. I know I'm being a dork. A whale penis. There's our minor note, and then the flatted 7th. Okay, so you see the difference. Okay, so the happy ones and the sad ones. Every kind of genre. Is that French? I don't know. So hopefully this helped out the person who asked for it. Yeah, I do videos for one person, and if nobody else gets anything out of it, cool. Doesn't bother me a bit. As long as that one person who asked for it gets something out of this, I'm more than glad to have shown you what I showed you. Hopefully it helped explain something. Okay? It doesn't have to be anything amazing, but as long as it gets the point across and how to do them and how to get you started on learning these types of things and getting the scales in, knowing where your safe places are, whether to play major or minor type of things. You can play minor sounding licks. You can play the minor licks over top of major chords. If you're playing A major, that does not mean that you can't go. Okay, you can still do that. You don't have to play the major 7th, because you don't have to go. You know, it doesn't have to be so wimpy. You're happy. You can darken it up a little bit just by which note you play. You don't have to play the major notes behind a major chord either. You can still go and play the minor over top of a major. It is 100% allowed, and the other way around. You'll learn to just hear what you like and what you don't like, but majors and minors are 100% legal game and musically correct to play over top of each other, as long as they're not generally chords. 2 people playing an A chord, one guy playing an A major while the other guy's playing an A minor. Those 2 together just don't mix. But if you're playing lead guitar, you can play minor or major over top of either one. It's just a matter of where you pick to resolve on, which is where that 5 thing comes in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is safe in major or minor. So don't stop on a 3rd or a flatted 3rd. Stop on a 5th or a root note. Okay, because those are your safe notes. The 1 and the 5 do not dictate whether a chord is major or minor. The 3rd does. So don't stop on the 3rd of a chord unless you really want to accentuate the fact that it is a minor chord. So I'm stopping on that flatted 3rd every single time. Because I want you to know it's sad, it's dark. Okay, so in that case, yeah, that's fine. If you're doing the last thing here, the heavy thing, stopping on the third, the minor third. Okay, so if you really want to drive it home that yes, it is minor, then yeah, by all means, you know, that's what it's there for. But otherwise, yeah, your root and your fifth are your very safe notes to go to. Everything else is a fair game. Just grab some backing tracks or a looper or whatever you have to practice along with and work on your octaves. Hopefully that just helps out, like I said, the one person. Anybody else that got in the wake of it, hey, Groovy. And again, Groovy Music Lessons, Scott Grove here. Always happy to help when I can. Sometimes I'm just totally sitting here with nothing to do like today, and I get to do one, and there it is. 3,000 people will give it a thumbs down, and the one guy will give it a thumbs up. That's all I care about, the one thumbs up. The rest of you, take you and your dork with you and get out of here. Okay, so once again, go to groovymusiclessons.com or just click the link below and go get some lessons that work for you if this one sucks for you. Okay, so for the one dude, hope it helped out, man. Take care, and see y'all next time I do this thing I do. Take care. Bye.